I had very little money, but over quite a few years, I suppose, I did buy quite a few pictures at auction, uncleaned as a rule. And at that time, there were a lot of reference libraries, public reference libraries, and there were a lot of books which told you how to clean pictures. I took it up as a hobby, and I went on one or two courses and learned quite a bit. And the result really is what you see around me.
Reverse archaeology deals with the concept of discovery. This may mean finding something of value just beneath our feet, or something hidden within layers of memory. The process may be physical, or the search may be internal and reflective, or it may exist entirely in the realm of imagination. The Isle of Sheppey exists in a paradoxical state of uncertainty. Between the past and the future, the present here is a fleeting intangible commodity. The landscape of Sheppey is constructed of incoherent and constantly altering typologies. The caravan parks, the shipping container yards, building ruins, clay marshes, sand, the cliff dematerializing into nothingness. This false view of the island's status quo is a prison that can be shattered by the simple act of storytelling. In doing so, an alternate reality is revealed, where the present is still ephemeral but is understood. Telepa is an unexplained light phenomenon that happens only on the wide waters of the southern Pacific Ocean. A burst of light occurring on or just below the surface of the water, it originates from the islands that are hidden by the vastness of the water and sky. Polynesian navigators use it like a beacon to reorient themselves in the search of undiscovered land. It is a messenger that connects you and your ancestors. They show you the light, and that light will appear to you fast if you are connected to them. Otherwise, you find it hard to see the light. You have families that have passed away, and always you must remember them. They guide you when you are lost, and although they cannot appear by the form of a human, they show you their presence in the form of light. The fleeting moment of orientation experienced through the Telepa phenomenon is analogous to the moment during the transfer of historic knowledge or simple storytelling on the Isle of Sheppey. As history is spoken, it becomes a lens that allows you to relate the seemingly misplaced objects to your physical surroundings and place them on a timeline of the landscape. Stories that become palpable and visible all around as soon as they are told. On the Isle of Sheppey, stories have layers that must be peeled off to reveal corresponding fragments. These fragments can be found scattered through the landscape, like the breadcrumbs left behind by Hansel and Gretel, that one must follow in search of a hole. Is that hole the gingerbread house found at the end of the breadcrumb trail? Or maybe it is like the castle in Kafka's novel, As fragments multiply, one leading to the other, the amalgam, the whole made up from these fragments, gives the impression it will materialize into one monumental structure, the essence of history itself. But in fact, like the castle, it can never be reached. The landscape of the Isle of Sheppey is a palimpsest on which historic traces are read. In totality, they make up only a fraction of the island's narrative. Ruled by the laws of entropy, evident on a basic physical scale, the island is impregnated with an intangible rhizome of narratives, too complex to be experienced simultaneously, creating that very phenomenon of the tenuous reality. Narratives, however, are subjective and reliant on who they are told by, allowing the creation of a subjective and physical archive that enables an understanding of the secondary level of entropy existent on the island, metaphysical entropy. This condition can only be observed when context is given to a found fragment. The present on the island is fleeting and intangible, but through the telling of history, it becomes a commodity gifted to the listener by the teller, momentarily disrupting the natural flow of entropy. No narrative identical to the other, but through all, the present is both observed and created at the same time.